Skipp Phoenix here from 180 Cadence Run Training. Today we are heading up to the lower Blue Mountains to run from Woodford to Glenbrook down the Oaks Trail. This short video will cover how to best get there, a breakdown of the sections, and some visuals from out on the dirt. Welcome to Glenbrook. Now, what's the best way to get to Woodford? Park at the Glenbrook train station car park, which is on the corner of Ross Street and Burford Parade. From there, it's an easy 1-minute walk to the station. From there, you catch the train, which is about a 30-minute ride up to Woodford. There are more services during weekdays, so make sure that you check the timetable prior to that so you don't have to wait around for too long. Or if you're carpooling, you can actually leave a car near the National Park's Wildlife Service gates and then drive up to Glenbrook station to save yourself a couple of kilometres on the way back. This will reduce the overall distance from a bit over 27 k's to just over 25. Now that we're here in Woodford, what's the actual terrain like that we can expect? From the train station, it's just under a kilometre of road through Woodford itself until you hit the trailhead. From there, what we then have is 19 kilometres of wildfire trail. The last 5 kilometres is roughly sealed road, which takes you down to the Causeway at Glenbrook, and then from there it's about 2 kilometres back up via footpath and back to the station. Let's get started. Coffee is that way. Despite the downhill, you will still pick up 300 metres of elevation gain on the way back to Glenbrook. As you can see from the elevation profile, the first 13 kilometres is undulating. The next 11 kilometres is a gentle downhill, which then steepens in the last kilometre before the causeway, and then a kilometre or so uphill afterwards. So whether you're running or whether you're hiking the trail, planning what hydration and nutrition you need to carry is really, really important, especially on this trail. If you're going to go end to end in 2 hours, then this might not be as much of an issue, assuming it's not in the middle of summer, of course. But this is a different scenario if you are hiking it at a pace of 4 to 5 kilometres per hour. At these speeds, you need to allow between 5 and 7 hours to get to the other end. Therefore, if you think about it, it makes good sense to check what the weather forecast is before you head out, and also have a good idea of what your standard consumption rate is when it comes to fluid, and then carry a little extra just as insurance. It's also a good idea to bring sunscreen along with a snake and compression bandages, as there's every chance you'll come across one of these critters during the warmer months. Be mindful also that there are no taps along the way on the main trail, so whatever you take with you is what you have to consume. There's nothing else to get on the way out. trail is also very popular, and not just for runners and hikers. Things to watch out for include mountain bikes who can use the whole trail from end to end, as well as cars who can actually get up to a lock gate coming in from the Glenbrook end, but that's about 10 k's from the finish point. Be mindful of both bikes and cars, as when it's a collision between a runner or a hiker and a bike and a car, you can guess which one usually wins. For those playing along at home, it isn't the runner or the hiker. There are no lookouts or technical single trail sections on the main Oaks Trail. However, if you have time and of course sufficient hydration and nutrition packed, there are 3 options that you can take to get a bit of variation. 18 kilometres in, you've got the Nepean Lookout Trail turn off, which will be on your right. It's approximately 8.5 k's return with views of the Nepean River at the end. There are no safety barriers to speak of once you get out there, so be careful if heading out onto the rocks for the obligatory feet photo. 18.3 kilometres in is the Red Hands Cave single trail turn off. From there, if you go that way, it's 9 kilometres down to the Causeway junction. The first 5 kilometres is wide trail. The last 4 kilometres is the technical bit, so be aware of trip hazards in this section. Just after you hit the single trail section, which is 5 k's down that bit, you'll come across a fenced area under a rock hanging that contains historical handprints from Aboriginals that inhabited the area in times gone past. This is definitely worth a look. If you're taking this route back to Glenbrook, it will add about 2 kilometres to your total distance. 23.5 kilometres in, if you're still on the main trail. If you want to get up to the Mount Portal lookout, turn right onto Euroka Road and follow the signs. This is approximately 7 kilometres return and offers views of the Nepean River looking up north into the Penrith Valley. Unlike the Nepean Lookout Trail, the Mount Portal lookout has a properly constructed viewing deck. Alright, we're almost back at the Causeway, so we are about 25 kilometres in. This is a pretty steep section, so and also just be careful of cars on this bit. As you can see, it doesn't take much for this area to become a bit of a flood zone and be closed for access. So if it has been raining prior to your run or your hike, check out the National Parks and Wildlife Service website and the alerts page to ensure that the causeway is actually passable. Well, we're back. I hope that's given you a good idea of what to expect on that way back from Woodford to Glenbrook, how best to get there, a breakdown of some of the sections in terms of the elevation, as well as some visuals out on the trail. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you can get notifications when new adventures are uploaded to the 180 Cadence channel. I'm Skipp Phoenix. Stay safe, and wherever you're running, make sure you enjoy yourself.
But the other thing is, I don't know. Hey,